Ace Podcast.
You are listening to Super Co-op Squad, episode 40. E40!
Midlife Crisis. Hey gamers, welcome back to another episode 40 of the Super Co-op Squad. That's right, we're over the hill now. That's us.
Back in my day.
So guys, we are the Super Co-op Squad, and every week we're going to sit down together. We're going to talk about video games, we're going to talk about movies, we're going to talk about comics, and anything pop culture that we love and enjoy. I am one of your hosts, Johnny Mac, and I'm joined here today and always with my fellow hosts, Garrett Laney.
Hello.
And Joshua Gerard.
That's me.
Yep. So before we get into our content today, guys, spoiler warning, yo. If you don't want to know about them crazy happenings that are happening in the world or things that be going on, you know,
Stop. Just
make sure you check out them show notes.
all right.
You can check them show notes on the website, yo.
He's still doing it. That's not our generation
The
anymore.
Boondocks?
scspodcast.com. You can go there or click the details and description on the episode you're listening to right now.
We them boys.
And in that episode description, you'll have the link. Click that, guys. You'll be able to go ahead and go to the show notes and skip past anything you don't want to know about. Yo,
I think we scared away one person.
probably more
Multiple.
than that. If you're still here, more power to you.
Thank you.
Bring the other ones back.
Right? So this week, guys, we're gonna have a lot of fun talking about some topics. A little of it's gonna be opinion based. Some of it's gonna be about some games. Later in the show, we'll be talking about how to do it all. How do gamers, how do pop culture fans devote their time to so many different projects and things that they love and fit it all in there. You've got games, movies, all kind of stuff. And how do you prioritize those things? In the middle of the show, we'll also be discussing the games with gold and PlayStation Plus freebies, what games we are looking forward to, and what games we are not for the month of August, upcoming games. To start everything off, though, guys, professional gaming takes another step in the right direction. So the Overwatch League has released some hard stance rules and contract guidelines as they pertain to the 7 original teams and any future additional expansion teams. The rules are as follows. So contracts for players and their teams, rosters must have at least 6 players with a maximum of 12 players. Each contract is set for a minimum of 1 year with an additional 1-year extension if agreed upon by the player and their team. Minimum salary is set at $50,000 per year with bonuses. Bonuses, if you were interested, include 50% of all winnings from events have to go directly to the players. It also includes health insurance for coverage, retirement plans must be provided as well. Housing and practice facilities and equipment must be provided during the season for the players as well. And the signing cop starts pretty soon, guys. The signing for the season begins August 1st through October 30th. So what do you guys think about this? How do you guys feel this is going to affect, esports leagues?
This is great. This shows that, it's always been like, oh, you guys are those gamers. You're those, basement dwellers that live with your mom and everything, that kind of stereotype. But this shows that gaming is just as big as, the next thing.
This is a big deal. Not only just from a competitive level, but also from, players. Because now we're getting to a step where we're not just supporting the players. We're not just signing you to an E-League team. What Blizzard is doing is saying, hey, not only do you have to sign them, you have to guarantee a pay structure. You have to guarantee them benefits. Health insurance is a big thing, let alone, retirement. You have to have a place to live and stay. You have to dedicate some place where they can practice. So it's not just, hold up in your bedroom. Like, you have to have dedicated facilities, and that's pretty crazy. So it's a big leap forward.
Yeah, I think this is beyond anything we've seen from gaming. I mean, esports have gotten bigger, the competitive scene's gotten bigger. We've seen a lot of independent people, make large amounts of money by hosting little tournaments and stuff, but nothing's really been concrete where it's a dedicated league for the country or for the world. It's just kind of, were you good enough to kind of make it to a tournament and be recognized? And if you were, then good. If you're not, then too bad. So yeah, this is amazing. And you might be out there listening, you're thinking, well, Johnny, Joshua, Garrett, why is this such a big deal? Like, I see NBA players making way more money. I make $50,000 a year, my job at wherever you work. So why is
enter place here?
Blank name. So why is this such a big deal? And you guys care to break this down a little bit as to why this is big?
We just told you.
Well, okay.
No, I'm just
specifically though. Like, why?
I mean, this is just another avenue. Someone who's passionate about gaming. Not only, all those times I'm sure we can count our parents saying, that's not going to get you a job. You're not going to make any money off that.
You're just wasting your time. You're not going to make something out of this.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think specifically it's huge because before this, if you're a gamer or a professional gamer or attempting to be, there was no guaranteed money. You go to a tournament and that prize pool might be $100,000 with $80,000 going to first place and maybe $10,000 going to second place and $5,000 going to third, and then maybe whatever small amounts for top 8. So if you're at a tournament for 200 people, even if you're top 50 and potentially top 50 in the world, you're walking away with no money. So you get nothing for your efforts, and you have to have a 9 to 5 or whatever retail regular job to support your ability to be competitive. The gaming it's almost like a secondary hopeful thing because you couldn't do it as your job. You did it as I hope I can do this to make some extra money. And most players, I mean, even though we might know a lot of professional gamers, most of them aren't making that much money because they're not winning.
Yeah, it's you could think of it as more of like a hobby that might get you a little side cash, like driving Uber or something. Just make a little bit of money here. If you're lucky, you make a little bit of money here. I think the big thing here is, we say that people that are competing in big tournaments and the way that the games have moved up, it's a lifestyle. People do this as part of the community, and this shows that it's just more than that. Scratch that. This is pretty much like a job where it's not just you are guaranteed pay, you're guaranteed benefits, you're guaranteed a place to live. It's just like almost getting a scholarship in a sense.
Yeah, and the other thing I think about is if you look at the esports leagues in the last whatever time they've been around, 7 years, 8 years, the companies that host these events, the companies that are streaming on Twitch, they're making money off advertisements, they're making money off their sponsorships, they're making money off of people tuning in or going to the event, paying for it. But those players that are signing up and sometimes even having to pay an entry fee to play, they're getting nothing out of it. So if, let's say the prize pool's $100,000, but let's say that company that hosted the event, they're making $400,000. All the players that competed and were a part of this process to make all this money by being in the event get nothing. And that's not how sports work in anywhere. You get paid. If you're in the NBA, you get paid whether you win or lose. If you're in the NFL, you get paid whether you win or lose. Oh, yeah. And that's how it should be. And we're finally seeing that come to fruition for gamers, and that's why this is a big deal.
Yeah, even if you're on the bench in those situations in sports teams, you still get played because you're on the team. And this one, you have to be on a team in this league. And big props to Blizzard to not only fund this and get this started, but to be able to continue, as you were always talking about, Garrett, to continue to really push the game to farther limits, to continue to support the game.
Yeah.
For the game to have a bunch of free content really expands on how many people play it. I mean, imagine if this was if Overwatch had a season pass and essentially you were just forking over money with microtransactions. I don't think it would be as big as it is now. And then, things like this allow people to want to buy the game even more. So,
yeah. And the last point I have as to why this is so big is I think the threshold of the top gamers in any game, but I mean, this is Overwatch. We're not talking about Overwatch, but whatever league adopts this for this particular situation is Overwatch. The top players now, I think, will not have the same threshold of competitive difference as maybe not the bottom players, but the lower tier top 20 or 30. Because let's say if I'm a top 1 or 2 guy or even top 5 in the meta of my game and I'm consistently winning tournaments, let's say if in a year I make $75,000 because of my prize winnings. Well, now for this next year, I have $75,000. Now I can dedicate 40 hours a week or more to continuing to hone my skill and craft. Whereas the guy who top 8'd but got no money, he has to still work 8 hours a day, 40 to 50 hours a week, and then on the side try to hone his craft.
Yeah, this is your job now.
Yeah, he is at a huge disadvantage to catch up and close the gap.
Yeah.
And now these top, 45 or 50 players, that won't happen. Since all of our jobs now are to get better, that number one guy who started off good and he can't just stay good. I think that's going to be a big difference as well.
Yeah, competition is going to get even more fierce.
Yeah. So next question that this kind of leads to is, what is it going to do for professional gaming overall?
it's just going to boost it up. I mean, we have seen such an uprise in esports over the last even year. I mean, this year we've already had a bigger introduction into Evo with them going mainstream, not only on Twitch, but now it was on ESPN even more. It was on Disney. I mean, we have esports channels that are branching out, I mean, all over the place. And it's really taking over just slowly and surely. And the more games that become esports centric, the more popularity and growth and exposure they're going to get. I mean, this prize pool, I think for the finals is over $1 million broken up to the team that wins.
Yeah, and it'll get bigger. And the thing I think about is it's going to revolutionize professional gaming because other gaming communities are going to see this and see the amount of money that should be given to their competing players, and they're not going to stand to not be given the same opportunity. You know, I think back to like the 1960s, 70s in most Olympic sports in the United States, where if you wanted to compete in the United States as an Olympian, you had to be an amateur as far as your status. You couldn't be a professional boxer or gymnast or track athlete. But meanwhile, other countries were not held that standard. So if you were in Germany, you could be a pro, literally making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that be your job. Whereas we had to have people who could not make money off their craft and thus work, like we talked about earlier. And so they were at a disadvantage. And now that won't be an issue because now everyone's going to go, you know, I play Street Fighter, I play Smash Brothers, and so-and-so, you know, tournament, well, I'm not going to go to your tournament because you don't have a league. I'm not going to give you hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue and I get nothing because I won't top 8 and I'm top 15 in the world. That's going to change, I think, big time.
Yeah, there has to be companies that can fork out that money, though. Like, I guess Capcom does it with the Capcom Cup.
Capcom Cup and the Pro Tour, yeah, and, you know, Warner Brothers just recently did it with their Injustice tournament. Killer Instinct had their own tournament last year.
Killer Cup?
Yeah, and it's only going to get bigger. I think what the difference here is, you know, we've already had a bunch of esports centric tournaments. You have like Dota and a bunch of League of Legends that already does this, but this is Blizzard breaking that fourth wall, saying, "Hey, we are guaranteeing housing and revenue, and you have to do this in order to be part of this team. If you want to sponsor someone, these are what you have to do and the rules you have to go by, and this will set the standard for other teams going forward, especially players that want to compete at that high level, but are also saying, no, hey, we want to be compensated now for what the work we're putting into."
I guess my biggest kind of like concern is like, do you see Nintendo building up a team or a league and getting these professional players to sponsor?
You're talking about them having their own team and having like their own like specific Smash Brothers tourney?
Yeah.
At this level, no. I think they'll continue to support Evo. I think with like ARMS, they had a little invitational tourney. A few years ago, we went to E3. They had that Smash Invitational.
Yeah.
Over at the Nokia Theater. So I think they'll continue to do things like that, but I don't think they're going to branch out and fully support the E-League by having their own team.
So one thing you had brought up, Garrett, interesting point, was that will there be other companies, right? Because it doesn't matter if the players that play in Street Fighter want to have a league. If there's no one that's going to financially back and join a league and, have to invest $50,000 across 6 players and then, facilities for them and all kinds of gear and flights and stuff, it's not going to happen. But I think that it's going to. These esports competitive tournaments like we saw are coming to TV. They're on Fox Sports 2. They're on Disney XD. Like, it's becoming a bigger thing. And it's going to take a little bit of time, I think, still before it becomes extremely mainstream, but we're on that threshold. And we're going to see game company after game company move forward with this.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard. I don't know if it already happened or it's going to happen soon, but I think Street Fighter or some tourney is going to be on BBC.
I did hear about that. I didn't
hear. That's cool.
Which one exactly was?
I think it's Street Fighter. I don't know if it was this past weekend or if it's coming up real soon, but that's just another way to expand to TV. And you think of all the channels that are out there that'll support E-League or anything like that. You're like, BBC? Wow. Like you're really stretching out, which is a good thing.
If you had to choose one game kind of scene, fighting game community or any community to jump on board of this, this next, who would be next?
Are you talking about like the next game to jump on board? Like,
right, the next game or developer or publisher or whatever, the next company the next game a competitive scene that's going to have an actual league with teams that and players are fairly represented and compensated for their work.
Let's see. I'm glad Injustice is already kind of getting into that, so I don't have to worry about that as much. I would like to see some more of those kind of anime hyper fighting games, like maybe some more Blaze Blue or Blue, I think is how it's officially pronounced.
BBCF.
I think that it would be Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty or some other shooter like that, Battlefield will do it next. I mean, more players play that game than any other game. It would just make total sense for them to put an actual league behind it. That would be the best thing. That or honestly, League of Legends might do it.
Grand Theft Auto Online. They've got all those team deathmatch and all those other kind of wacky, crazy games. I could see that because that's almost just as popular, or at least sold as much as Call of Duty.
Yeah, in a different way. I don't know if the competitive scene is necessarily there. It's a lot of people just running around trolling, but yeah, possibly
part of the meta.
Yeah, there's a lot of shooters, and Call of Duty is like the easy pick. But what I think will probably happen very soon, or should happen, is get some sports games into the mix. I mean, FIFA is the biggest sports game in the world. So I think for football, when we talk about
football,
meaning soccer,
there you go.
Football.
I
think really getting a specific esports league for FIFA, and then having like a world tour type of thing, because FIFA is all over the place. There's a lot of people that like and play FIFA. So I think a good FIFA tour would do wonders if that broke out to like TV.
All right, you guys know what's up next. It's fan favorites. So every week we pick 10 rapid fire questions and each host answers to see where we stand opposed and where we stand united in fandom. So play along. Find out what are your fan favorites.
Bang bang.
All right, guys. Well, it was my pick this week, and I had some fun with this one. The theme was interesting, at least so I thought. Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah,
so,
yours are pretty either good or weird or
weird. Your face is weird, Joshua. So this week,
they're called freckles, sir.
This week is Choose Your Daddy. So you are 12 years old again, and your hot single mom has found her true love. But not one, two true loves. And she's giving you the final choice on who she weds. But either way, you're getting a new stepdaddy.
I love New York.
So choose wisely, because they're also going to give you a little brother. So this is Who's Yo Daddy? Choose Yo Daddy fan favorites. All right, gentlemen, here we go. So Elmer Fudd or Flava Flav?
Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd. The Pink Panther or Wimpy from Popeye?
Huh, Mom's got some strange tastes. I'm gonna go Pink Panther.
Pink Panther.
Pink Panther. Wreck-It Ralph or Fix-It Felix?
Fix-It Felix.
It's a movie I haven't seen yet, so I
suck.
guess Fix-It Felix because he fixes stuff.
Wreck-It Ralph. Mr. T or Mr. Rogers?
Mr. T.
Hello, neighbor. Mr. T.
Mr. T. Mr. Burns or Master Roshi?
Mr. Burns.
I'm going to point out no money or anything is involved.
Master Roshi.
So you're picking Master Roshi now?
Yep.
Okay, Master Roshi.
Master Roshi. Al Bundy or Ronald McDonald?
Al Bundy.
I know I have red hair, but it's not from that guy. Not from that clown. I pick Al Bundy.
Al Bundy. Hank Hill or Ned Flanders?
Hank Hill.
Hank Hill.
Ned Flanders. Danny DeVito or Danny Trejo from Machete?
And other stuff.
Danny Trejo.
Trejo.
Danny Trejo. Emperor Palpatine or Joffrey Baratheon?
He's gonna be my dad, not my brother.
Stepdaddy.
I'm sorry, what was the choice?
Emperor Palpatine or Joffrey Baratheon?
Damn. Palpatine.
Palpatine. P. Diddy or Ben Stiller?
Bastard.
Every time.
Damn.
They're giving you a little brother, sir.
Dang, one of these are going to be your dad now.
P. Gimme.
I'll take the Stills. The Stillster.
Ben Stiller? Okay, I'll take P. Diddy.
Mm-hmm. I thought you would.
All right, so let's go ahead and break this back down. Yeah. Right, yeah. All right. So
Garrett's not happy right now.
Elmer Fudd or Flava Flav?
I mean, Elmer Fudd could teach me how to shoot.
Can he though?
He can.
He's never
can.
shot a thing in his life.
He has shot quite a few things.
Never what he aimed for.
You only see him.
He has shot Daffy Duck multiple times.
Yes, that is true. He just can't hit the bunny.
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
bunny's
his
too
bullets do
fast.
absolutely nothing. Daffy.
Have you not seen Daffy's beak gets on the back of his head and he's talking to the back of his head?
Okay.
Despicable.
All right,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
need a
just-
clock around my neck.
Yeah,
Or my
you're
dad's
just,
neck. Or my little brother.
You're just two 80s.
Born with a
Flavor?
clock coming out of the womb.
I don't need all
that.
these brothers and sisters I don't know about.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, well, that's his life.
All right. Well, the listeners, it's pretty split. We had 53% go with Elmer Fudd and 46% go Flava Flav.
What is wrong with
Yeah,
you guys?
you guys.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, remember in
Come here, boy.
Remember in DJ Hero?
Oh
And
yeah,
that would be
yeah.
like a thing you could hit.
The button.
Yeah. So Pink Panther or Wimpy from Popeye?
Well, I mean, I gotta think about my mama too, and mama don't want to be with no wimp.
Yeah. Insert pink.
Constantly owing her for a
Hamburger
burger today.
and he'll pay her back on Tuesday.
I'll pay you back for a cheeseburger on Tuesday.
Plus, then maybe I can get a cool half kid human panther bro.
yeah.
You know how deformed he might be?
It would be cool.
You'd be a human panther?
The only thing that I
like Black Panther, but pink?
maybe the only thing that I picked Pink Panther for is because he has his own theme song when he walks around. Just that saxophone.
He's got jokes. He's got pranks.
Does the Pink Panther speak?
No, he
No.
doesn't.
I was gonna say, why would you say he has jokes?
Jokes meaning pranks. Silent jokes.
Fair enough. The listeners chose mostly with us. 86% chose Pink Panther.
They're smart.
A very strange 13% of you chose Wimpy.
They
Well,
like
to be
burgers.
fair, we did choose the non-human. So I mean, who's really the weird
We,
one?
we chose the furry.
Maybe they like hamburgers a lot.
All right. So next up, Wreck-It Ralph or Fix It Felix.
I don't know much about either. I know
How
Felix.
have you not watched this?
There's a few
Well,
movies
he's
I haven't
constantly
seen.
gonna call my mom a dynamite gal.
You.
He
I mean-
fixes things. That's all I got.
Wreck-It Ralph is the guy you want to be your dad, man. Look, he's big and buff, and he teach you how to fight.
Fix It Felix is stable and not living on bricks, covering himself with brick blankets, wishing he got invited to that penthouse party for their 60th anniversary.
I mean, he's still a cool dude, and that's all
Oh,
that
it's
matters
30th anniversary.
for a stepdad. So, I don't know. So 80% responded with me, Wreck-It Ralph. Only 20% chose Fix It Felix, that nerd.
Weird.
You don't want a nerdy stepdad, dude.
He's stable.
But that's not
all
what
right?
you want.
Stability.
When you're 12,
That's important for my mom.
yes, but when you're 12, you don't want a nerd for a stepdad.
What if you're a nerd yourself?
You still want a cool stepdad.
What if
Plus, he has a hammer that fixes anything.
I suppose that's
anything.
is
cool.
Bill Nye a cool nerd?
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
Yes, he is.
He was.
He is.
Well, you have to
Mhm.
agree to disagree.
Jeez.
Mr. T or Mr. Rogers,
I pity the fool.
right?
There we go.
That's it. That's all it needs to be said.
Yep.
I don't want any neighbors.
So 66% chose Mr. T, 33% went nice and homely there with Mr. Rogers.
Plus, we can learn how to box.
And you get a lot of different shoes you put on. You have your outside shoes if you pick Mr. Rogers, and your inside shoes, your loafers.
I can get cereal with Mr. T.
That's true. And a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Burns or Master Roshi. So I know, Gary, you're thinking money. No money. You get the person. You don't get all his attributes.
Fine. Master
I mean,
Roshi. Teach me how to fight.
Mm-hmm. Teach me a Kamehameha. Teach me a lot of cool stuff. Although he is a perv.
He is, yes.
He gets over that though.
I guess in
If you
in
watch
Super, I
yeah,
know.
He shatters that.
Well, all I know is that
I just have to wait 30 years.
if he can
Yeah,
at least
right.
make me into Krillin, I'm okay.
You want to be?
All right.
Okay, he
all
can't.
right.
I'm not a Saiyan. I can't be Goku, but I can be Krillin.
Well, you can be Yamcha.
Yamcha's not strong either.
I know. He's also a Saiyan. So
Yamcha?
he's
Yamcha's
a,
not a
he's
Saiyan.
a Saiyan human. Saiyan looking human.
He does look
Oh.
like a Saiyan though. But
You're right, the turtle.
surprisingly enough, even without the qualifier of the money or not, 66% chose Master Roshi. Only 33% was Mr. Burns, which I thought would be higher personally.
If I could just turn my body and look ripped in a second, it'd
Right.
be good.
So next up, Al Bundy or Ronald McDonald.
Unless, I mean, you think you're going to get free McDonald's for life, then sure, you can pick Ronald. But nah, Al Bundy, you can't go against that guy.
I mean, he didn't treat Peggy very well, but
I mean, he scored four
He-
touchdowns in one game of high school football.
Mhm.
He's an awesome man.
I
4
guess
touchdowns,
that's-
guys.
That's all that matters. Huh?
Mhm. Kind of a good coach, maybe.
So who knows? At Polk High, no less. So yes, 53% chose Al Bundy, 46% chose a clown for their stepdad.
Al Bundy's the king of trash talk.
He is, yeah, and he puts his hands in his pants.
Mm-hmm.
I do that too.
I don't, weirdos.
It's comfortable.
So next up, Hank Hill or Ned Flanders.
Hank Hill.
No, okay. Ned Flanders and Hank Hill, they feel very similar, but Ned Flanders, he's more stable. He's also ripped, like super ripped. He's all buff, so
That's true, but I'll get some nice life lessons from Hank Hill.
what?
Like-
About
like-
propane and propane accessories?
Not just propane accessories, but like just being a good American.
He is not a great American.
He said good.
Yeah, he's about average. I'd say he's average.
Didn't watch either show.
You
You should watch King of the Hill.
should watch the first 7 seasons of Simpsons.
I don't care for Simpsons.
First 7 seasons are amazing. After that,
I didn't like it growing up, but I probably don't now.
you should watch it. But anyway, Danny DeVito or Danny Trejo.
Did we get the listener
Oh,
response?
my apologies. So 60% chose Hank Hill, 40% chose Ned Flanders.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever, fine guys.
There you go.
So Danny
Sure,
DeVito,
he's got a narrow urethra, but that's
he may not be giving you a little brother. So Danny DeVito or Danny Trejo.
So I saw twins once. And
that's what you went with.
Really, right?
amongst the penguin and
you go.
amongst like other hideous things. I'll just take worn out machete. I don't like Trejo's voice, but I'll deal with it.
I chose DeVito only because I feel like
I don't think you chose DeVito.
I think I did.
Okay, well we'll say that.
Did
you
I
did.
not?
I don't
Well,
think
I
you
don't
did.
think you did, but sure.
Okay, well, I don't know. We'll have to replay this at some point. I choose him now
Okay,
because
that's how it
Machete,
works.
I feel Danny Trejo. I feel like he might murder me in my sleep one night.
He's not a killer.
He literally went to prison. Like he really went to prison.
Yeah,
turned
that
over a
was
new leaf.
that was old Trejo.
For now,
He has a taco place now.
and next first thing I do, I scratch his car or I come in late, and next thing I know, he's choking me out in the house. So.
Don't scratch his car.
Your mom not gonna put up with that, is she?
Well, when he's beating her around, I'm afraid. Like I can't stop.
So you've been playing tough guy since ever, and now you're wimping out.
It's Danny Trejo.
Okay,
I can't beat him up.
okay.
So listeners chose. I thought this was a pretty interesting split. I thought it'd be way more One Direction. Haha, One Direction.
Boo.
So 60% chose Danny Trejo, 40% chose Danny DeVito. Emperor Palpatine or Joffrey Baratheon?
I don't want a brother daddy.
Yeah, and Palpatine, at least, he takes you to the dark side. He still kind of molds you, still gives you some cool looking suit, even though your body's all demented.
I think I only chose Palpatine because there's the off chance, maybe, that I might have like Sith powers or something.
I don't think Palpatine's gonna possibly kill you or anyone in your.
He might train me though.
I mean, he might kill your kids, but not you.
I didn't say kill him. I want him to train me to be a Sith Lord.
Okay.
Then that'll mean you have to kill him.
Maybe, but he should have expected this already.
So then why teach you at all?
That's what I'm asking. I asked the same question about him and Vader. Why train him then? And then like you said, Garrett, I don't want Joffrey Baratheon. His mom and dad were brother and sister.
I mean, my little brother ends up being my uncle. Hey, uncle brother.
Mind blown.
Oh man! So 66% of our listeners chose Emperor Palpatine. 33% chose Joffrey Baratheon.
Incest stepdaddy.
Sickos. And last but certainly not least, P. Diddy or the man Ben Stiller.
Got nothing.
I mean, you
got
chose-
you again, Garrett.
No.
You chose Ben Stiller.
Third
No,
time.
I did not.
Who'd you choose?
I chose
He-
Pete Gimme.
He
Oh,
gimme.
wow.
I don't know why he keeps saying gimme.
I don't know why
Like,
he does
Because
that.
he wants them. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
All right, and you chose Ben Stiller over there.
Yeah, I feel like that's the cooler dad, as you were saying earlier.
You hold on. You honestly think Ben Stiller is cooler than P. Diddy?
Now, when I say cool, I'm not being like swag. Like, P. Diddy's not going to talk to you.
Well, okay.
He's gonna be the dad that's gonna be there, and
Well,
he's
then-
just gonna like disappear on you.
Please specifically enlighten me on what your definition of cool is.
Cool. So you don't think I'm cool, Johnny?
That has nothing to do with
I'm
whether or not.
hilarious.
That has nothing to do with whether or not Ben Stiller is cool.
Whatever, Johnny. I don't have to defend myself. I chose my daddy.
Yeah, I chose P Diddy because he's got some swag.
It's 'cause
Maybe teach me to rap.
It's because
You
he's
know.
black.
Maybe have a friend that gets murdered and I can go, get famous off his murder kind of thing.
Huh.
Yeah. See, he chose him for all the wrong reasons. You
Well-
want to be in the band, huh?
I'd love to make the
Get
band,
some Cambodian breast milk.
and he'd make me walk 15 miles for a cheesecake. So 60% of our listeners chose Ben Stiller, and 40% chose P Diddy.
No winners there.
I mean, I won. I'm gonna get some cheesecake.
You don't know.
You'll
that.
have to go get the
You don't know that.
cheesecake.
He gives me the money. He reimburses me
I don't know about
for
that.
if I bring it back on
I
time.
don't trust that.
Yeah, I would.
You're the step kid. He don't care about you.
He probably doesn't. And then also, well, I guess this doesn't matter for the money, but he pays a lot in child support. So, maybe Mama and I can get hooked up. Who knows?
You're
But
not
anyway,
his
guys,
child.
that is our fan favorites for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you made some good decisions. Please let us know what you thought and contact us. By email. Contact at scspodcast.net or on Twitter at SuperCoopSquad. And of course, you can reach out to us on our website in the comments section. All right, so Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus freebies for the month of August. So some interesting titles on both sides. So we'll start with Games with Gold. So we had several cool offerings there. We had Slime Rancher, Trials Fusion, Bayonetta.
Woo!
All of those are priced at $19.99 each. And then Red Faction Armageddon,
Yeah.
priced at $29.99. So what stands out to you guys on this list?
Bayo.
Thanks, Garrett. So Garrett, Bayo, JG,
Trials Fusion.
same thing. Trials Fusion is my game. But we'll start with you, Garrett. Why do you like Bayo?
We don't
to
need
say
to-
something other than you think she's hot.
Yeah, and other than
She's sexy.
hair
Wow.
equals clothes.
Right.
No, it's another one of those kick-ass games where you feel like a badass. No matter what you're doing, you can be crap at combos, but you're still pulling off sick moves and just styling all over fools.
Swinging heels through dimensions.
It's cool.
It's funny you say the word styling, because
Well,
she has hair that she uses.
I
for
was
her
more
clothes.
going for the Devil May Cry. After you get your rank up, styling is one of the ranks.
I was just going by the fact that she uses her hair for clothing.
Yeah, she does.
It's interesting.
And when she takes damage, she loses her hair. Therefore,
You just
put it
take
together.
damage on purpose, you little children.
perverts.
Yeah, Trials Fusion I think is a great game. It came out a few years ago, and it's a really fun multiplayer game.
I bought it day one, got sick of it 15 minutes later.
Well, you're probably playing by yourself.
I was, yes.
Yep.
That's a large portion
Okay.
of why you got sick of it.
Didn't know it was multiplayer, really.
Yeah, I didn't give it a shot.
Yeah.
There's been a few
I
different
gave it a
Trials
shot.
games.
No, it's a hard game, and I think that deters a lot of people. So what this game is, just in case you don't know, and we'll quickly just say Bayonetta is Devil May Cry, Dante's Inferno, God of War type.
Hack and
action-
slash.
Yeah,
Hack and slash, character
action-adventure.
action,
Button
kick
masher.
ass.
It is a button masher. Whereas Trials Fusion is literally a trial on a motorcycle. So you'll have an obstacle course that you're looking at from a left to right 2D kind of gameplay scenario, or 2.5, I suppose. And you have to make your bike go through this obstacle course, and they get progressively harder.
It's heavily physics based.
Yeah, very physics based. So you'll start on a ramp, you'll go down, then up, a jump, and you have to control your bike and land on the next platform without either overshooting it or undershooting it. So it takes a lot of skill as you get to more and more difficult stages. And then they have the multiplayer aspect of it where you can race against other players, and which is really fun as well. So I think this is the big one for me. The one I think that is just is Slime Rancher. This is a game where you literally are kind of a slime rancher, and you catch and farm different
Slime
slimes.
rules.
Yeah, this is strange.
Slime Rancher.
And
I was
you
waiting for
feed
Joshua
them
to pick that.
I knew you
to
were going there.
grow your plorts or your slime and exchange them to continue to make your slime farm better. So if you like, I don't know.
Viva Pinata?
It's a farming type of game.
Yeah, if you like farming, if you like Viva Pinata,
If you like Harvest Moonish,
yeah,
Animal Crossing ish, weird simulation.
this might be for you. But I don't think that this is for any of us sitting here.
Are you still going to download it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, thought so.
Yeah, you knew I was.
Yep.
Garrett will not be downloading this. I'm fairly certain of it.
I don't think Garrett's going to download something that he wants.
something that I want.
Yeah, you're just gonna miss it. I think Bale's just gonna.
I mean, something I don't want.
No, you're not gonna download something that you want because you forget.
All right, I will be getting Bayo for sure, and I'm looking forward to Red Faction. Haven't played many of them. I know that the big thing with one of them was like the environment's like destroyable and all that kind of stuff with some hammer, something on Mars. I don't know. I'll see what that's about.
Yeah, pretty much. If you were a fan of the original, I think it's that game. Not the game. The movie with Schwarzenegger is on Mars.
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Yeah, if
I
you're a
don't
fan of
think it
Total
has
Recall,
anything to do with Total Recall.
from the standpoint that it takes place on Mars, there's like an upheaval of like society, people kind of rebelling against the government.
Yeah.
That's what Total Recall is about. Red Faction has a lot of those sort of themes in them, but you know, you're kind of like this worker dude. It's interesting. Open world game. If you like Grand Theft Auto, if you like Saints Row, this is going to be in that same sort of wheelhouse.
You like shooting stuff.
Yep.
A lot of shooting.
Lots of it. So those are the titles that we have for the games with gold. So grand total for all 4 titles about $90. So about $90 of content that Microsoft is offering. PlayStation Plus freebies: Just Cause 3 priced at $59.99. Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry priced at $14.99. Super Motherload priced at $9.99. Snakeball priced at $9.99. Downwell at $5. Level 22 at $6.99. So I thought this list was a little rough, to be honest.
It's a little weird. It's all over the place.
Yeah. The only big AAA title at all would be Just Cause 3, which, to be honest, is an excellent game.
Fantastic.
To put in here. Amazing game. So great job there.
It's weird that a lot of digital games don't get price dropped before the physical copies, because this game has dropped to like $30 or $40 multiple times over the last year, and for it to still be $60 as a digital game, just download it.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a topic for us at some point. Just quick side note, I went to go buy Just Dance for the party we had today. We'll discuss it at the end of the podcast maybe. And Just Dance on the store is $40.
Yeah.
But Just Dance in an actual physical store is $20.
Yep.
So go figure. But yeah, I like Just Cause 3 on here.
I can figure that real quick. I can figure that real quick. They want you to buy it from them.
Oh yeah, I know. But yeah, Super Motherload, Snakeball, Downwell, Level 22. Those are games I'm really typically not interested in, although some of them might be interesting, but not really for me. Anything stand out to you gentlemen on this list?
I would say Just Cause 3, but I already got it.
Yeah, and the Assassin's Creed is Assassin's Creed 4 standalone DLC that they're giving you for free.
Yeah, it's not even a full game, which is a little rough. And I guess I might. I mean, I will download them all. You guys know me. If there's a free game, I'm going to download it. But I guess I'll give an attempt to Super Motherload. It's a 4-player couch co-op title. I like couch co-ops, and I like games that are interactive like that. So maybe that. Everything else, not my thing. Snakeball is pretty much like Snake mixed with Hungry Hippos.
Yep.
That's about it. Check it out for yourself if you're more interested in that. Not for me. Downwell, roguelike. Okay, whenever I hear roguelike, I don't even care anymore. I don't know how you guys
I don't
feel.
know what that means.
It's essentially one-hit death.
Really?
One-hit death
Okay.
platformer.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
But it's essentially you drop down a well. It's very basic. You're just dodging like weird ghosts and enemies, and you have a gun and you're just trying to go down, vertically down to the bottom, and you score points, and you can buy items and power-ups.
That's funny because the next game is about going up.
Yep. So level 22. I'll just read the tagline here.
That looks interesting. That's the one if I were to play a weird game, that's one I would actually play.
Same here.
I'll just read the tagline directly from the show notes for you. So you play as Gary, an office worker who oversleeps after a drunken night out on the town. Now, Gary must go to work late and not get caught. Climb 22 floors through stealth mechanics, hide in closets, slink across walls, and crawl through vents as you try and make it to your desk without getting caught.
How do you not want to play that game? That just sounds like fun.
Haven't we all been there at
Sounds
one
like
point?
life. I don't want to play life. I play these games to escape my life.
No, I think it's a funny concept actually. Try to get to work late without
Not
getting
get
caught.
It is interesting kind of premise. It reminds me a little bit of Octodad, just in the fact it's a kooky kind of premise. So I like
Octodad.
that. Yeah.
Octodad or Elmer Fudd.
So I don't think we have to ask the question, but we will. What is the best game on this list for you guys?
Mayo.
Oh, we're going back? No, we're talking just
Oh,
PlayStation.
sorry, this list. Sorry. Okay, fine.
Of course, Just Cause 3 is the must buy. Even if it was normally like a $20 price point, that's still the best game on this list.
I'm gonna X that one out just because I already own it on the Xbox. So for me, I guess the one I'm looking forward to most would be Level 22.
Yeah, Just Cause 3 is clearly the only AAA title here. But again, I love couch co-op, so Super Motherload would be the one I would give a try first. But yep, there we got it. All right, guys, well, that is our Games with Gold analysis, along with PlayStation Plus freebies analysis for this month. When you download the games, because you should download them all, they're free. What are you doing if you're not downloading them all? Garrett. Let us know what you guys thought of the games. Wow.
Dang. Also,
All up on the mic.
Yeah. Also, it's $87 in total for those prices.
Okay, so pretty even there for the two game companies.
Man, when's
console
Nintendo gonna get
manufacturers.
on this?
I mean, they let you rent a game essentially, so they'll never be on this. But yeah, guys, enjoy the games. Let us know what you guys thought. What games were fun? What games were not fun? And what was just not worth downloading? You know, it wasn't even worth the memory space.
A lot of them.
Probably. All right, guys. You know what time it is. You know. Trivia. I forgot what time it is. Gamer trivia, guys. So every week, two of us go head-to-head. Best of 5 trivia contest. The winner stays and plays again. The loser, they take shame, and they make next week's trivia game.
Unless you're Garrett.
Unless you're Garrett somehow, I suppose. Yeah, he wins with 0 points. So play along, guys, and hopefully you do well in gamer trivia. All right, so I had to pick this week, gentlemen. It's on me. And I had some fun with this one.
Yeah, if you want to know how Garrett won with 0 points, go listen to episode 39 trivia.
Right, you're like, how does someone win trivia with
It
0
was
points?
epic.
It was really good.
Yep, it was. Good for him. All right, guys, well, we've done Robin. We've done Batman, I believe.
Nightwing trivia. Oh, well.
And so, who's the other big man in the DC universe?
Soups.
It's Hawkeye. No, just
Wow.
kidding.
Wow. Wrong universe.
It is indeed Superman trivia.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, that's right. So this is gonna be fun, guys. So hopefully you got your red capes and your emblems that stand for hope
Yep.
on your chest.
Got my red underwears too.
House of L.
Question 1. What is Clark Kent's middle name? Is it A, Thomas, B, Jacob, C, Joseph, or D, Walter? I have both answers. Joshua, you rang in first with A. Thomas. Garrett, you came in after a couple seconds of thoughtful decisions and came up with C, Joseph. The correct answer is C, Joseph.
Shot in the dark. Had no idea.
Isn't Superman your favorite superhero?
I like Superman. He's not my favorite, but I like him. I feel like I should have known that. Never heard of it.
So that is 1 for Garrett, 0 for Joshua. But you're still in this. Going on to question 2.
Clark Joseph Kent.
Created Superman. Was it A, Jack Kirby? Was it B, Stan Lee and Bob Kane? Was it C, Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel? Or was it D, Jimmy Olsen? I have both answers. Garrett rang in fairly quickly with C, Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel. Joshua, you rang in with A, Jack Kirby. The correct answer is C, Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel. They created Superman back in 1933, but he didn't actually get published until 1938. Surprising enough.
Fun fact.
That's 2.
That might be the bonus question.
That's
Remember the date.
2 for Garrett, 0 for Joshua.
This is not looking good.
Nah. You might still make it out.
What was the name of Superman's birth mother? Was it A, Theora? Was it B, Kara? Was it C, Lara? Or was it D, Zala? I have both answers. Joshua, you're sticking with A. You like A.
It's got to be right sometime. Better not be C. Better not be C again.
Guess what?
Garrett, you chose C. Joshua, you chose A. The correct answer is C. Lara.
This guy's trolling.
That's why I asked how quickly did he whip it up.
We just put all these answers as C. You don't know the answer. It's C.
So that is 3 for Garrett, 0 for Joshua.
I love donuts.
When did Lois and Superman first kiss? Was it A, Action Comics number 124? Was it B, Superman 3? Was it C, Action Comics number 1? Or was it D, Superman number 248?
So is B a comic or is it the movie?
It'd be the comic.
Okay.
Answers one more time.
A, Action Comics number 124. B, Superman, the comic, number 3, not the movie. C, Action Comics number 1. Or D, Superman number 248. I have both your answers relatively quickly. Joshua, once again, sticking with A,
It sounds better.
Action Comics number 124. Garrett, all over the board. Well, not really. You're at D, Superman number 248.
Yeah.
The correct answer is B, Superman number 3.
Huh.
That early, huh?
That's
So, yep.
that's later because Action Comics was
Came around 1940, third issue there. So,
for a while.
yeah, it doesn't take too long. Been around for about a year. So that is 3 for Garrett, 0 for Joshua. Question 5. What is the name of the dimensional plane where Kryptonian criminals were exiled for their crimes? A, No Man's Land. B, Bizarro World. C, Zimbardo Prison. Or D, Phantom Zone.
You got me, guys. You got me. Don't shake your head, Garrett.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm on
Both
the
of
board.
you were relatively quick,
I'll be on the board this time.
and both of you chose D.
Good.
I know something. I
I
know
was
a
gonna
little bit.
say.
The correct answer is indeed D, the Phantom Zone.
Just throw them in the mirror.
So the Phantom Zone was a Kryptonian criminal's place for exile. It was discovered by Jor-El in Action Comics 248. Took a long
Ooh.
time. Long time.
Where were they putting them before?
I got no clue, man.
They're just throwing them back out on the streets.
Appar-
Do it again.
Apparently. All right, well, this is how it goes. 4 for Garrett, 1 for Joshua. It's time for the bets, guys. Time for some points. You know how this goes. Whatever you bet, if you win, get the correct answer, you gain that many points. If you're wrong, you lose that many points. All right, question. Who was the first actor to play as Superman?
I can feel Joshua's troll answer.
I have both your answers. Garrett, you answered George Reeves.
Yeah.
Joshua, you answered Christopher Reeves. The correct answer is Kirk Allen.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
So both of
very,
you.
very beginning. I knew George Reeves wasn't the right one, but I couldn't remember the other guy's name, so I went with it.
So Kirk Allen played Superman in the 1948 live-action movie Superman, and its sequel, Atom Man vs. Superman. Atom, A-T-O-M, not Atom Man, like A-D-A-M. So that is incorrect for both of you, gentlemen. No points will be awarded. Let's see how many points you bet and possibly lost. So Garrett, sorry, I saw Joshua. Joshua, you bet 0 points.
Yeah.
You lost 0 points. You have 1 point.
No skunks today.
Garrett, you had 4 points. You bet 1 point. You have 3 points. So you win trivia 3-1.
Yay.
Congratulations, sir.
Faster than the speeding bullet.
You weren't that fast.
How
More
fast
powerful than locomotive.
That's how fast I lost.
I'm sorry. I thought you know a tiny bit more.
Nope.
Those were tough questions, actually.
Yeah, I don't think you knew half of them.
I did not.
You got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. It happens to the best of us.
Knew the creators and the Phantom Zone.
Phantom Zone. I think you got lucky there too.
I don't do comics, so I know nothing comic related really.
Yeah, I mean, he only knew one answer more than you. He just got lucky with the rest. Well, that was Gamer Trivia, guys. Hopefully you knew some Superman stuff and did well. If not, well, yeah, next week I guess we'll see you back and you can try again.
You guys love my trivia.
Yeah, it's Joshua Trivia next week, so it's always kooky and different.
I'm scared.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you for trivia next week.
Hey, squad mates. Once again, we would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to our podcast. Each and every week, we have fun putting it together and providing you guys with tidbits and entertainment. If you've enjoyed our podcast, please make sure to subscribe. And if you're feeling extra generous, we always love getting reviews. Once again, on behalf of the SCS, thank you. Now back to the show.
So as a gamer, as a consumer of entertainment, how do you do it all? So we've had discussions in the past about how many games we play each month, how many games we play each month, how many games released, and how many are too many. We've also had discussions on whether there are games and movies that are need to experience or not. One thing that I thought about though is whatever you believe about need to experience or how many games you should play, how many movies you should watch, how do you make time to fit in whatever it is that you want to do? You've got games, movies, YouTube videos, social media, books, all kinds of stuff, big AAA releases, midnight launches. How do you do all this? And what do you do, to make sure that you can get everything in that you want to get in? Or do you just not? So, how do you guys prioritize what you play, watch, read, and kind of experience for social media altogether?
So for me, there's no structural way for it. Honestly, it's just, do I have the time to dive into an RPG? No? Okay, maybe I'll watch an anime.
That's a very Garrett answer.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's you.
That's how it is. I don't have a way of saying like, okay, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is going to be Overwatch, and Tuesdays and Thursdays is Injustice. It's whatever I have the time for and what I feel like playing.
So for me, I do try and have a schedule, a little bit anyway. I mean, it varies, but I try. So Wednesdays, Thursdays, I try to bang through my comic books, read through my stack, get all that done, taken care of. I have certain shows that I watch on my lunch break. So lunch break comes if I'm not working on the podcast or studying on some other project I'm doing. That's my show. I turn that on my lunch break, on that hour-long or 45-minute-long lunch break. I knock that out, and I burn through that. I have...
Oh, so go ahead and continue.
I have my my podcast and my audiobooks to listen to, and on certain days I listen to certain ones. So I know Monday comes around, every Monday I've got iFanboy, and that's my comic book podcast. They're like clockwork. They come out every Monday morning. Boom. Tuesday's audiobook. Wednesdays is Magic the Gathering podcast. I know what I'm doing in the car on every single day. And then the weekend, it's a little bit more hectic, but I try to wake up early on the weekends and I bang through like any TV shows or any gaming time before my wife and my kid wake up. So I kind of have a structure in that sense of, okay, I know that these days I do these things and structure it that way.
I suppose I have an interesting way of doing watching these things. Usually it's with YouTube or even with just shows in general. Is when I eat something, like say I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, let me go get Taco Bell, and then I want to watch something while I'm eating Taco Bell. Let's watch this part of a playthrough. Now, forever, until that playthrough is over, when I watch that playthrough, when I'm eating this thing, I'm watching that playthrough. Whenever I have Taco Bell, it's time for LA Noire playthrough. I'm eating ramen, let's watch some Naruto or something like that.
How do you keep track of all that? If you eat like 9 different types of meals, how do you remember, like, Top Ramen is this, Taco Bell is this, Jack in the Box is that?
It's not even a thing I have to remember. It's just my body telling me, oh, you're about to eat Jack in the Box? You know what would go good with Jack in the Box? King of the Hill.
Okay. What about you, Joshua?
Mine's semi-structured. It depends. A lot of the time it's how I feel. Like yesterday I was like, you know what? Defenders is coming out next month. I got to catch up on Iron Fist and Jessica Jones. So I was like, oh, I'm going to watch Jessica Jones, and I ended up watching 9 episodes pretty much in a row.
Nice.
It was the last episode and a half was rough because I was already done, but I was like, no, I'm almost done. While others, like every Saturday, Dragon Ball Super airs in the evening time, and then I watch it usually after 9 because the subtitles are already good to go. So sometimes I'll forget, but then I'll see it's all over YouTube or something. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch that before I go to bed. As far as timing, I don't really time what I want to play. As you guys point out, you have a set schedule for Mondays or Wednesdays or Fridays. Usually on the way to work, since it's 30 minutes out, I'll listen to different podcasts or I'll watch like a sports radio or listen to sports radio shows to catch up on some stuff there.
Yeah, don't watch sports radio while you're driving.
No, I don't watch it. I listen to it. I have a couple podcasts I listen to during the week. When we launch, I listen to ours, to kind of catch up on that.
We got a fan.
Yay! I'm my own fan.
How do you catch up on what you already said?
In case I don't remember it, in case I want to listen to it again. You don't listen to us after we hear?
I do every now and then.
It's like I know what we talked about, but sometimes you don't get to catch all the other stuff because you're too busy laughing or thinking about your own stuff.
That's true.
Look, whatever. I want to hear myself talk trash on you guys again. But as far as that, games, whenever I feel like, I'm going to go play this game. Like I picked up Professor Layton.
Nice.
I finished Fire Emblem,
Woo.
and I was like, what do I want to play? I want a puzzle game. Let me go back to Professor Layton and the Curious Village. And that game has been around for a while, and I've never really played it. So I'm playing it right now.
Nice.
It's more of an in-the-moment type of thing, unless I plan on going to a tournament like EVO, where I'm like, I have to get some Street Fighter in, or a new character comes out. I want to play when this comes out. And, I'm going to wait in line for that SNES Classic, though. That's planned. I have that day off.
All right.
I need one of those.
Cool. So what are some tips, if you have any, for listeners out there as far as ways that you can recommend to streamline the process, to make sure you're getting your gaming in, your podcast, your movies, and making sure that you're not wasting time, or you're cutting some things out, putting things on the editing room floor to make sure that you can get everything in. What do you do?
I suppose the best way, if you want to make sure that you have time for each and everything, is probably do it the way you do, Johnny. Try and have a set schedule. Monday is this, Tuesday is that, Wednesday is this, that kind of thing. That way everything gets its due time. I can't do it that way personally because I'm not always in the mood for whatever Wednesday scheduled thing is supposed to be. So maybe some people more I don't know how you would say it, accurate or focused is probably the word. They could do that.
I would say have some sort of formulated plan. Like for me, now that all I have left is Iron Fist, I'm going to try to watch at least one episode a day because that gives me at least, I know 13 days that I have, if I'm going to keep that schedule, to plan for when Defenders comes out in 30 days or 26 days. So have some sort of type of plan and schedule, or just say, hey, I want to play games on this day, or I want to watch movies on this day, or on my lunch I'll catch up on my anime, and then when I get home I'll play a game or two or something. Plan it out a little bit.
Okay, so these guys didn't really give you guys tips. I'm gonna give you tips.
Excuse me? You're just gonna shut us down like that?
I did give a tip. It was your schedule. Just it doesn't work for me.
Do what Johnny does, guys.
Yep.
WWJD.
Exactly.
What would Johnny do? We need a shirt that says that.
I'm sure they do.
They probably do.
What would Johnny do? No, we don't need any shirts like that.
Wow. So here's some tips, guys. First off, social media. You need to cut it out. So not social media altogether, but I think a lot of people have very bad social media habits. You bust out your phone. How many of you done this? I know you've done it. Don't lie. Don't lie. No, I've never done that. You're driving the car right now. You've done it. You're sitting there on your phone and you check Facebook and you're at the top of your feed.
This cat's adorable. Look, Joshua, look at this cat.
Stop looking at kitty cats. And you scroll through, looking at your friend stuff, your best friends, people that really matter. And then you're past that, then you scroll through some more and, 30 or 40 posts. And you scroll through some more, things that don't really matter, things that are old, things you missed while you were asleep. When you scroll through some more, you click something, look at that, go back, click back, like something, comment. Stop that. Like, if it didn't matter, for you to look at, if it wasn't on top of your feed, don't go back and look at it. If it's really that important, someone else is going to tell you. Like, you don't need to go back hours and hours and hours in your feed.
That's not necessarily
Whether that's
true.
Whether, it is. There's so much time wasted. Or if that's difficult for you, time limit yourself.
Then what's the point of watching the news? If all the news is doing is catching up on stuff that you've missed, that you're saying that social media is
Sir,
one.
did you just compare the news to social media?
Your point
A
was
lot of
it
people
is.
get their news from.
You
social
said it
media
is
now.
pointless to scroll through your feed for stuff that has been past tense or something that has already happened. You're saying to cut that out completely.
Yes, because half of that is someone taking a picture of their food or discussing that the fact they went to the gym and made a meal this morning or some random meme.
You don't know what's on my feed, so I'm going to disagree with you partially there. Also, it takes nothing more than half a second to swipe past that to look at some type of video or something else that may be important to you that you want to catch up on.
Keep in mind, listeners, these are tips coming from someone that doesn't have Facebook.
Or social media.
I have some social media.
Some.
But
That's why I
my
specifically
point-
said Facebook.
My point is, Joshua, not that there's no relevant stuff on social media. My point is that people spend large amounts of time scrolling through stuff when most of it means nothing. For every one like or comment that you think is interesting, there's probably 25 or 30 that didn't matter at all. I'm just saying, regulate it, look for it. Or another way, if you need to scroll through, time limit yourself. Because you really will put in 40 minutes of nothing on Facebook. Nothing at all. You could be gaming or watching a show or whatever. So maybe you go, okay, I'm going to put a timer on. 15 minutes, scroll through, comment, like, do what I need to do, and move on. Don't spend 40 minutes on Facebook or Twitter. I personally feel that's a waste of time that you can use better for gaming or a movie or reading a book or your podcast or what have you.
But you're 1 minute away from seeing that funny thing.
Well, then I guess you just missed it. You're missing 99% of the internet anyway. This won't hurt you. That's just Johnny's tip. These two clearly don't like it, but I think it would help you a lot. My second tip. Ready for this?
Nope. Not after
You're
that
ready.
one.
Wow.
Not after that last one.
Try opening your eyes.
This guy is hating. My second tip is do watch shows while you do dishes. If you're watching TV and or something else like dishes, I guess people do it for TV, watching TV, folding clothes. But people just, they have iPads and phone. They just wash dishes. You hate it. Put your phone up there. Watch your show. I do it all the time. Love it. It's a good way for me to watch a half-hour show.
It doesn't take me half an hour to do dishes, though.
Well, it's because you eat nothing but fast food. You have one spoon.
No.
You
I
have
eat
one
noodles
spoon.
and cereal, too. Yes, I do have one spoon. I have one big spoon. That's my favorite spoon.
This man literally, he's nothing. He's made of
Like,
nothing more
I
than
am the big spoon.
French fries
Yeah,
and top
sometimes
ramen
Angelica's the
noodles.
big
So what
spoon.
Johnny's saying is put your dishes in the dishwasher, set that timer, and then go watch your show.
Okay, well, do you have a dishwasher?
I do not have
sure
a
do.
dishwasher.
Okay, so then you know then that you can't just put the dishes in the dishwasher. You have to still rinse them and kind of clean them up a little bit.
Oh, you do that like as you're cleaning up your plate.
I don't have a dishwasher.
I don't use my dishwasher.
I
it
am
sucks.
my dishwasher.
You don't need dishwashers for plastic bags and plastic cups, dude, that you throw
I
away
have
from McDonald's.
bowls and cups.
But yeah, that helps me quite a bit. Is doing that, doing that while I'm doing my dishes or whatever. Is watching my shows at that point. That's
Also, this is just me. I don't want my electronics that close to water.
I mean, it's on a stable surface.
Probably, but I have to pick it up eventually,
Yeah.
or maybe water splashes on it.
Depends on your
Maybe
setup.
I tip it over. It does depend on the setup. I don't want to take that chance.
Just get like
though.
a mount.
This is just me
put it on your
personally.
wall.
All right,
Get
well,
them out for my phone.
I think it works well for me. It's done me wonders. So that would be mine.
Another thing about that, and again, this is just me, is I have to focus on shows. If I there is a huge plot point in Attack on Titan season 2 that is just casually thrown in there, and if I was doing anything while that happened, I would have missed that huge. It's huge, guys. It's Titanic of a plot thing. I could have missed that.
I'm sorry that you can't multitask.
Not very well,
No, clearly not.
and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Well, these are just my tips. I have heard very little from you as far as tips. So,
I
raining on my
deliberately
parade.
said, "Just make a schedule."
Your tip was literally do what Johnny does,
That's a good tip.
and yet you're ripping on my tips.
Yeah, because your other tips are whack.
Wow.
You had one good one, and then that's the one I suggested. But your other ones, nah.
All right.
They're not all
He
winners.
retracts his steam.
Whatever, fair enough.
DWWJD. Don't do.
Also,
what
last
Johnny does.
tip is separate yourself with time. So if you have on a Saturday or whatever day you're off of work, your whole day off, it's very easy to laze about in bed, then kind of roll out, turn on the TV, veg. I guess I have one more point after this actually, and play a game, then kind of back out and watch a show. You're really not maximizing your time. You're kind of, but if you attack it where it's your day off, and I'm not saying work, but I'm waking up at 7:30. I'm gonna go ahead and watch an hour of whatever. Then I'm gonna go and flip over to game, and I'm gonna get 2 hours of gaming in before I have to run my errands. If you do it that way, yes, I guess you're on a schedule, but you will get more of it done.
Now that's another good tip.
That's what I
So you're
said.
2 and 2, sir.
You mean 2 and 3 because you didn't like one of them.
No, you had 2 good ones and 2 bad ones.
That would be 2 out of 4.
You're 2 and 2. 2 good, 2 bad.
You hear what he's saying, right? Like he's saying this wrong. And my last tip is no Netflix rehashing. I know a lot of people like to turn on Netflix or some other thing, Hulu or Crackle or Crunchyroll or whatever streaming service you use, and everyone has comfort shows or comfort movies. You turn on Rogue One, you turn on Kung Fu Panda. You pop
American
on,
Dad, Family Guy.
Yeah, you pop on, Family Guy, American Dad, whatever it might be, and you'll just throw it on because you think it's funny and you've enjoyed it in the past. But that's hours you're wasting of new shows you can experience.
No reruns.
So yeah, I'm not saying never watch a rerun, never rewatch Star Wars. I'm not saying never do that. What I'm saying is limit it.
That's another good one. I agree with that.
Don't throw on Family Guy and watch 9 episodes you've seen before and can recite by name, verbatim.
They're pretty funny though.
They are funny, but that's
Lavate las manos.
that's 9 episodes of some new show you could have knocked out. Maybe a new season given a shot. So control that a little bit as well.
Yeah, and your kids. Don't tell them to watch that one movie over and over and over and over and over.
Well, that
and over.
there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah,
So-
no, we're watching Frozen again.
So I
Dang
would say those are our tips, but those are my tips for how to maximize your gaming and your movie watching time. So thanks for your input, gentlemen. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, speed run. You know how this works. Every week we take 10 fun facts or news articles that just didn't quite make the list for a full segment. We break them down, talk about them for 1 minute at a time. We've got 1 minute before we move on to the next topic. We got to go fast. Pew! In the speed run. It has been revealed via Comic-Con that Terry Crews will voice a playable character in the upcoming Crackdown 3 game.
Didn't we already know this?
We
No.
knew that he was going to have a role. We didn't know if it was going to be an NPC or a voiceover or whatnot. So now we know it's going to be a character that we can actually play as. I don't think I like that as much. I would have preferred it to be some badass that we just kind of see.
Yeah, especially when it comes to a playable character. Crackdown is not supposed to be choose an avatar or choose a character to play as. You create your own for the most part.
Yeah, so I would have liked that a little bit better if he was an NPC. But I'm glad they're using him. That's cool.
I think it's just going to be, he's going to have a ton of voice work. So you kill an enemy, you blow something up, he makes a comment, he makes a joke, kind of does some weird thing.
I don't know. Being a playable character, you play through the story. I'm sure he's now part of this plot. He's part of the story.
It's very possible that maybe it is a multiplayer aspect. Not multiplayer with co-op, but multiplayer competitive.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I don't know if the game needs it though.
It doesn't need it. Next. EA confirms a new mode for Battlefield 1 coming later this year. This will be a new esports mode to allow for more competitive play in the popular shooter.
It's starting. We talked about it.
Yeah, we
earlier.
need to talk about it. I think, that's just the way that these games are going. The competitiveness of gaming is there, and people who are fans of the game, they want to see that hyper-competitive play, and there's more avenues to do it. So,
Do we have any info on what this new mode is?
No, I think it's just going to be one where there'll be a system that links you with your rank, and everyone on that same rank will play versus mixing everybody together. Just
Okay.
whoever you find, that's who you play with.
So you're going to kind of be paired with people like skilled,
Yeah.
or I guess in the same skill range.
Yeah, doesn't Overwatch have something like that?
Overwatch does do that. Yes.
I mean,
Overwatch
Halo
does
did
do
that. You had, if you were within like 5 or 7 levels, you would almost always run into someone close to you, unless you didn't have anyone to play with.
that matchmaking.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see if this is going to be a build on the game or if it's just going to be just a mode. People are just like, whatever.
Unfortunately, next.
Ubisoft announces some updates in For Honor later this year, including 2 new seasons of content with new heroes, maps, gear, and new modes. In addition, they will also be adding dedicated servers for the online multiplayer.
slow clap for Ubisoft and their dedicated servers 6 months late.
So, Johnny, you and I both have had this game when we were all in when it came out. Is this going to pull you back in?
You know what? Honestly, it won't pull me back in, but I do want to get back into the game. I just find it hard to continuously play multiplayer games over and over and over. I need some variety because I have such limited time to play. If I stick to a game that like this or Injustice or Overwatch where it's just the same thing over and over, I won't have any time to move to other games. So that's kind of where I'm at with this.
So that's a fair point. I would argue that I think multiplayer games and that kind of monotony, I guess, would be perfect for someone that doesn't have a lot of time.
Okay, my point is, if a new game comes out and I have to choose my 3 hours of time for For Honor or 3 hours of time for new game, I've got 3 hours.
Bring on the new game.
Yeah, exactly.
Next.
The Dragon Ball Fighter Z beta signups have been delayed for 1 month. As signups will be in the middle of August, the actual beta will be playable for 3 days, immediately before the release of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Slow burn.
So this was done on purpose.
Yeah, this is a good tactic from DBZ there. I like it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I really feel, though, that honestly, I know we're talking about DBZ, but this also includes MVC. I think Marvel vs. Capcom is better than people are making it out to be. I like the beta they popped out.
I do not know, sir. Have you played Dragon Ball Fighter Z?
I have not. I've seen some gameplay, and it does look very good.
Joshua, you've played both? You and I have played both.
Yeah,
Which one do you enjoy?
I'll probably play more Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite because they're more relatable characters. Dragon Ball I love. That game is going to be fun, but I think what it's going to come down to is 2 separate games. This beta was pushed back because they saw that there was so much fan feedback and so many people that want to play this game that they need to open up those servers to make sure that they actually work and they don't crash. But being able to schedule it immediately before the release of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, that's a troll move, and it's going to work. But
Yeah.
I think...
Next.
Oh.
Next time. Wonder Woman passes Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 for the second highest grossing film of the year, only behind Beauty and the Beast. Also, Wonder Woman is now the highest grossing film ever made by a female director.
That's cool.
Congrats.
Yeah, this is good.
Which goes great with them confirming Wonder Woman 2.
They have confirmed it. Yeah, I mean, I think it was inevitable, and it's just part of
obviously
the DC extended universe. But I feel like DC kind of getting some traction. They're moving forward. They're making one good film, and Justice League looks like it could be on par to do well as well.
You think it's going to pass Beauty and the Beast? Just by the name alone?
Absolutely not.
Justice League or Wonder Woman?
Justice League.
No. It will not. It will not. But it will do well, and I think I honestly have sort of high hopes for this film. So
I don't.
Wow.
The previews are not pulling me in. There was a 4-minute one which had some interesting stuff, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think the characters are going in a different direction than they should. But we'll only find out when we see the movie.
Yeah, very true.
Next. Well timed.
James Cameron is now contemplating reinventing the Terminator franchise into a new trio of films that would be more relevant to the audience based on today's advancements in technology.
So
interesting.
Let it die for one, because this is done. I'm a big Terminator fan, but it's over. Or James Cameron needs to separate himself from this. He's too close. Like, he's too close to it to know how to make it something new.
I don't think so. I think because James Cameron, I believe, only did the second one. I don't think he did the other ones.
Okay.
And the second one is the best one. I don't think anyone's going to argue that.
No, you're not wrong. The second one is the first one is really good.
The first one's good, but the second one is the best one.
Yeah, it is the best one.
I think he's got what it is. If anyone's going to pick this up and turn it around, I think James Cameron's the guy to do it.
For the love of all things T-800, don't have Arnold Schwarzenegger be part of the movie. He's too old, man. You got to go a different direction.
At least a cameo.
You don't
not
need
as a Terminator, but just have next.
With much criticism and dismay from fans and gamers alike, the developers of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite have said that they will look into polishing and adjusting some character models in the game. Chun-Li, Dante.
Please do.
I mean, what was wrong with them?
Have you seen them?
Yes, I played the beta.
I mean, they're not the greatest. I mean, they're not as. I don't think they're as terrible. Dante's a little harsher. Just Chun-Li and Dante's face in particular. A lot of people are just they think it's ugly, and it's just it's so repulsive that they won't buy the game until they fix the face. Like, I don't know, that's a little bit of a stretch. You're not going to see half of their face half of the time when you're playing the game if you're playing those characters. But it's good news that this is the direct feedback that they have gotten from fans and players alike. And then they're essentially acknowledging it now officially, and they're going to make some adjustments to fix it.
Okay, so Garrett went ahead and pulled up the pictures of what Chun-Li and Dante should look like, and then what they look like in this new Marvel vs. Capcom game, and yeah, they look pretty damn derpy.
It's bad, and for this to be the newest installment, and this is what we get, that's worrying to me.
Yeah, Chun-Li's face.
Next. In other Wonder Woman news, the upcoming sequel is rumored to come out in 2019, with the setting based on the 1980s during the Cold War.
I mean, Johnny, you know more about history than...
We got to stop Ares again.
Yeah, I mean, the Cold War could be an interesting time to do it, but it's another period piece. I would have liked to see something more with her in modern day now.
Yeah.
I don't want to have her do another period piece, because now she really can't operate with anyone that we care about, right? Like, there's no Aquaman, there's no I almost said Wolverine. There's no Batman.
Well, there is no Wolverine.
Yeah, there's no Wolverine.
That is true.
There's not going to be Batman, there's no Superman. So if she's in 1980s, again, it's a movie about her, awesome, but now there's no interaction with characters that we will also care about, and I don't like that.
They could always tie something
for the
in
most
there.
part, yeah. I mean, they can throw in a cameo or two, or a nod, an Easter egg, or something like that.
That's not the same thing as...
Making it like a side character that can be introduced into the universe.
Such as?
Well, I don't have anyone in mind, but I'm saying it's a possibility. It's something
Green
they could
Lantern.
do.
I don't like it.
Supposedly Green Lantern's supposed to be somewhere in
He's
Justice
not going
League.
to be in Justice League.
I don't know.
So
They
just
do
make
have an
another-
actor. Next.
Dying Light developer Techland has announced that 10 new DLC packs will be released for free over the next year, thanks to a huge community that is still supporting the game. It is said that over 500,000 people still play this game on a weekly basis. That is ridiculous.
Surprising to me.
500,000 people play this game every week.
Good for you
This
guys.
game's been out for like 3 years.
It's a fun game.
It is. It is.
I don't have much more to say than that. Like, I mean, it's cool and it's...
I mean, think about it. If any other game was doing 10 DLC packs and they come out for free, that'd be pretty huge.
I guess it depends on what that actually means, right? Like, saying the words DLC pack doesn't mean anything
That's
anymore.
true. It could be what, skins?
Yeah, it could
weapon
be something
skins.
pathetic. Like,
Yeah.
Modes, maps, weapons.
Here's
Well,
two
see, that stuff I
weapons.
think is good. Getting new weapons, getting new modes, and getting new maps. I think
Enemies,
that's
yeah.
cool. But if it's just like, oh, have a Christmas themed gun, a part of the holiday pack.
What I like about this is before the game came out, Techland was saying that they plan on creating more content as long as people continue to support this game, and it looks like that's exactly what's happened, and that's exactly what they're doing.
More companies need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than 3 years, and it's got just as much
Next.
people as... Well,
Head of Xbox Phil Spencer says that pre-order details for the Xbox One X are coming soon and that our plan is set. So they're pretty much just waiting to reveal what's behind curtain number 1.
I
Xbox One.
honestly forgot that was a thing. The Xbox One X.
I
I
was-
completely forgot about that system.
I was at a GameStop today and they did everything they could to get me to, like, not pre-order because you can't, but like put my name on the list to be called when pre-orders go
Yeah.
up. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. When I want one, I'll get one. You know what? I don't think that this is going to sell gangbusters. It will do okay, but it won't be crazy.
It'll probably sell as much as the PS4 Pro.
I think it'll surprise people. I think it'll sell more than the PS4 Pro.
Think so?
I think so too. I think it will sell more than PS4 Pro. It will not hit Switch levels of sellout, and it's just high priced, man. It's very high priced.
It is. I think a lot of TVs are gonna sell out because people that have money are saving up money. They're like, okay, I'm gonna go buy my TV and then get my Xbox.
So the interesting thing that I think is, I wonder if this is going to be well timed to coincide with kind of the surge of 4K,
I think so.
because not many people have 4K TVs, and they will upgrade at some point in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I think the issue here is, will the game support 4K?
And
All right, well, that is our speed run for this week, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have topics you'd like us to discuss in next week's speed run, feel free to go ahead and let us know by email, contact@scspodcast.net, or on Twitter @SuperCoopSquad. All right, guys, our last gaming segment, Name the Game. 2 hosts go head-to-head as the third host helps them name the game by giving clues that lead to one title and one title only. How well will you do in Name the Game? So I went down last week. Chandler, Joshua, and myself all battled. Joshua took the W, and here he is as the champ this week. So it's on me. Garrett, you're the contender. Are you guys ready?
I need to win one game.
Yes. We've only had one game so far, haven't we?
That's what I'm saying. I need to win one game out
Okay.
of 2.
Yeah, but you made it sound like you've just been on this large losing streak.
I have been. When's the
All
last
right.
time I won like 2 in a row of
Here we
anything?
go. The streets are dangerous.
Streets of Rage.
Yeah, he beat me to
No,
it. Street Fighter.
no.
Sorry. Finish the first question, then I move on to the second.
Watch out for dogs.
Is that what was the rest of the first question?
Streets are dangerous.
Oh, okay. And then you said watch out for dogs.
Watch out for dogs.
That is gonna be
Just pass if you don't. have it.
Wolfenstein.
No.
Pass.
Your bicycle is your best friend.
Paperboy.
Paperboy is
Damn it.
correct. Number 2. You are an elite fighting force.
Pass.
Spec Ops.
No. No. Well, you said
Why is
pass.
that pass?
Yeah, you said
Are you
pass.
going to tell me not to pass?
I was-
Fine, I'll throw something in. Halo Reach.
You already passed.
Your leader is a bald man.
Gears of War?
No.
That's good.
I was thinking Kim.
Yeah, some leader. Pass.
You are hated and feared by all, even those you save.
This is a tough one.
God of War.
No.
An elite team. Elite team.
Only bald person I could think
Bald
of.
person leads you. Pass.
Some might even call you legendary.
This is the
Halo.
game Legendary.
No.
That's
and
what I was
no.
thinking too, right?
This game was the precursor to many other games in the series.
Don't say Jack and Daxter.
Never played it, so I wouldn't know. Bald man leads an elite team.
I think we're stuck on Bald
hates
Man.
people and you're feared by people you save.
Ninja Gaiden. I feel like
Wait, that's too broad. That's too broad. There's too many. X-Men Legends.
That's correct.
Okay.
It took you a long time.
Jeez. it hit me.
Here we go.
wow,
That's 2 for Garrett.
this is terrible.
Making money is your goal.
Payday.
No.
Kingdom Hearts.
No. Time is of the essence.
I don't know. SimCity.
No.
Pass.
You probably played this in the arcade first.
Bar Tapper?
No.
It's called Root Beer Tapper,
Oh, my bad.
I think. Root Beer Tapper?
No. This business is going out of business in the real world.
Space Invaders.
7-Up?
No and no. Pick up your fares and get them where they need to go.
Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi.
That was in my head, yeah.
That's 3 for Garrett.
All right.
0 for Joshua.
Mm,
I'm sorry you didn't have fun.
I didn't say anything about that.
It's
What are you
fun.
mad for?
I'm not mad. Just because I'm not looking at you and not giving you a facial expression does not mean that I'm mad.
All right, fine. All right, well, that makes Garrett today's Name the Game champion. So congrats and good job to you, sir. I will see you next week. Joshua, you will be on.
Homework duty, yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
got a
all you
lot
gotta
of
say. That's all you gotta say. Homework duty. Let's move on.
All right, well, hopefully you guys out there did better than Joshua, and hopefully you did better than Garrett. Who knows? But if you have some thoughts or themes for next week's Name the Game or some questions you'd like us to answer, let us know. Email us, contact us at contact@scspodcast.net. So listener mail. I don't need to explain listener mail. This is how it goes. All right?
We
So
get mail from listeners.
we get email from listeners. We talk about it. That's about it. If you can't understand that, then I don't know.
And if you don't know, now you know.
You know. All right, so this is in response to Chandler's question, our guest from last week's podcast. Thanks, Joshua.
I'm trying to do this silently.
You can't open a soda can quietly.
Yes,
So,
I can.
In response to last week's listener question, what is the coolest vehicle in gaming? So what vehicle do you absolutely love?
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this our Chandler?
Yeah.
So he's answering his own question?
No, bro. I'm saying
No.
this is the question he
Oh,
gave
okay.
us.
Sorry.
But it would have been cool if he answered his own question.
He was here when he asked it.
That's why I'm so confused right now.
So, electronic mail number 1, Garrett, go ahead and read this one. It's from one of our longtime listeners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Email number 1 coming from either Jorge or George.
We've confirmed already.
Have we?
Yes, it is Jorge.
I want to hear from him. All right? Until he emails telling me whether I'm right or wrong.
Jorge. Just send me an email specifically just saying those words, my name is Jorge. But actually, like, phonetically spell it for him.
Well, I'm saying Jorge. You're saying it's George.
No, it's Jorge.
That's all I've ever said.
All right, let's go.
Anyway, Jorge says there are a lot of cool vehicles, but, and if I was just picking by how pretty they were, I could get a lot of different ways. I could go a lot of different ways. But just based on pure usefulness, it had to be the bicycle from the original Pokemon Blue.
Nice.
The game is so slow and takes so long to get anywhere. Once you get the bike, though, everything is so much better. I have never been happier about a vehicle than when playing that game.
Wait, you can't use that here.
To be fair, Jorge, you can get a bike.
What?
You can get a bicycle.
What are you
So
talking about?
like this is supposed to be the coolest thing in video games, the bicycle. You can get a bicycle. There you go.
Well, he said though by usefulness. He said there could be cooler, prettier things, but just based on the usefulness of it.
You fly around the whole world.
Yeah,
that
it
bicycle.
made a big difference,
Yeah,
man.
it
You literally fly around the whole world on top of any flying Pokemon type.
Riding the bike is so damn cool in that game.
Yes.
It's got the nice little chimey theme music.
Yes.
How
That was
can-
not the right
No, it
theme
wasn't.
music.
I went with that one. I went
I'm
with
not, even
Pokemon
gonna,
Center.
I'm not even gonna try because Johnny.
Oh man, here we go.
But no, I don't disagree
All right, cool.
with that statement.
Okay, so yeah, I like it. So that's all I got, Jorge. Thank you. So what about us? What vehicles do we think are the coolest?
Am I going first?
You go first.
All right. So I thought of a couple cool ones. I can go for the easy choice, a Batmobile from the Arkham Knight, and a whole slew of choices from that one. Then I got to thinking maybe Crackdown. You get the SUV that can climb walls. That's pretty cool. Transforms. Nah. Throwing all that away. I specifically want the R-Wing from Star Fox Zero. That transforms into a little bird raptor ship. I think that's the coolest thing. And R-Wing is the coolest thing. So get that, and it transforms. Sign me up.
Okay, cool.
Well, if I had something I would want to use in real life, not to be the bad guy or anything, I would take a ghost.
Why
From-
would that make
From,
Oh,
from
from-
Halo.
That's a cool vehicle.
I would take a ghost. You fly around, you just jump in, and just woo, you just take off. Someone gets in your way, pew 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 pew, just blast them cars clear through traffic. That thing can sustain a lot of damage.
Until I jump on the front of the hood and kick you out.
Hey.
and take it.
Hey, don't be jumping on my car.
Then I just back up while you're trying to run after me and just shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good feeling, wasn't it?
Rough.
It was a good feeling.
Hey,
Rough for that
if
guy.
you're backing up into me, all I gotta do is whack you in the back of the head. Done. Assassinated.
All right. So mine,
That's rude.
you're gonna not
Hijack me. This ain't Grand Theft Halo.
Yeah, that'd be a fun game. You're gonna be mad at me, guys. Maybe.
The Mako from Mass Effect.
No, that's a terrible vehicle. Gosh. It's Yoshi, man.
Yoshi's on a
That's-
vehicle.
That's
I
terrible.
ride around on him.
That's on a vehicle.
He may not actually be a literal vehicle, but I use him as such.
If it was form of transportation, yeah.
He's a vehicle in a sense. In Super Mario World, he literally will not move unless you are riding him. He doesn't eat unless you tell him to eat. He doesn't need anything. He'll sit there all day. He's a vehicle.
You're a monster.
I might be, but we all were. We all were beating Yoshi in the back of the head to make him open his mouth and eat stuff. So yeah, it'd be Yoshi. I mean, he was dead useful, and it was just awesome getting him in the game, and like just cool, man. So it'd be Yoshi.
I helped him eat once. I just picked him up and ran into food.
As he was a baby, shoved food down his throat till he grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess one way to raise your young. All right, so thank you, Jorge, for your answer, and that's our thoughts on the coolest vehicles in gaming. So electronic bell number 2, Joshua, go ahead and take this.
This email is from Noah. Did I say that right, Johnny?
I mean, his name is Noah, bro.
Just making sure, So Noah says, this seems to have been a year of fighting games. What other genres do you think will have a breakout year or a huge resurgence?
I think shooters had their time. Fighting games is now, I believe, a genre next to have a resurgence. Anything you guys see like picking up?
Yeah, I think action/open world adventure is going to make
That's
a huge
exactly
comeback.
where I was thinking. I was thinking Anthem. And
Anthem,
games like that.
Destiny's kind of on that trope, not really, but then you have Beyond Good and Evil, kind of seeming like you can pretty much go anywhere, do anything. Far Cry 5 being a big open world sandbox, so I think we're going to see a lot of games that are going to try to branch out. I mean, we had Zelda, we had Horizon, so I think there are going to be more games that are going to do like that.
Big open kind of, I don't want to say specifically scavenging, but those kind of get materials, craft.
Yeah, anything of the sort.
Survival,
open world, open sandbox. I think that's going to make a huge comeback.
All right, cool, fair enough. I don't think that I actually have one, to be honest.
He's like, games are going to
the music genre is coming.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
That's done. That is very done. Yeah, I don't have one. I mean, you just never know. It's very volatile. All these fighters could have flopped. They were just well crafted, so they did well. And I don't think it was because the games came out and everyone wanted a fighting game that they did so well. It was because they came out and they were great games. And that was all there was to it. Tekken 7, whether you like Tekken or not, the game itself is well crafted.
Yeah.
Injustice, well crafted. Marvel vs. Capcom, we'll see, but it's in this time frame. Dragon Ball Fighter Z or whatever it's called, same thing. Like, we'll see. But it's just a time where they're coming out because people like fighters and they just happen to be good.
I need to hear someone from that game development say the name of the game.
Right.
Is it Dragon Ball Z Fighters? Is it
Should've
Dragon Ball Fighter Z?
Should have asked when I was at Evo.
The world will never know. All right, well, that is our emails for this week. But before we get out of here and move on to the next segment, what is next week's listener question?
So I kind of had an interesting one. It might be, it'll take some thinking. But, bring back a franchise that has been long dead from each of the big three. A Microsoft one, a Sony one, and a Nintendo one.
That's it?
Yeah.
Bring back those three?
Bring back a franchise
For
that's
what
been
franchise
dead
would you bring back
For
there?
each one?
for
So
each
three?
one.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, fair enough.
That is
Virtual Boy.
All right, cool.
Bring it all back.
Well, that is next week's listener question. So pick one from each. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. Let us know what you would bring back from the dead. Rise from your grave.
Rise from your grave.
All right, so passing the controller. So we're going to do this a little bit differently, guys. Normally, we pass the controller, and we kind of, pass controllers back and forth, make little jokes and stuff. But I wanted to take a second and get serious for a moment. Over the last year, I should say, my uncle Stacy has been battling leukemia, and it's been a rough fight, and he's been strong through it all, and he endured. He had high hopes, and he kept his spirits up, and he had a lot of love and family behind him. But I'm sad to say that over this last week, just last Friday, so you'll be hearing this minimum on Tuesday, the August 1st, on what would that be, July 30th?
August 1st.
It'd be August 1st when this comes out, but I'm saying the Friday before, which July 28th, I'm sorry. He lost that battle with leukemia. He's no longer with us. And I wanted to take a moment and just honor the man that he was and just take a second to show my love for him. And he was a man that he influenced me a lot. I mean, he was probably obviously besides my father, he was the man that I think I learned and grew the most from. And he was someone that had a lot of life and a big personality, and he loved with his whole heart. I mean, I know both of you have met him maybe once or twice, and in his house, in his home, he made you feel comfortable,
Yeah.
made you feel welcome.
Yeah, he did.
He's kind, and nothing came between him and family. He was always open with everybody, and and loved everybody unconditionally, and he always made you feel like you had a place to be, a place to stay, a place where you could be safe. And our whole family is just hurting right now. But I just wanted to, since I have this platform to do so, I wanted to just take a minute or two and just say thank you, Stacy, for the love and the laughs and all the great times you've given us and all the support that you've given my family, my sister, everyone that knew you. You touched their lives, and you were giving and kind, and it hurts that you're gone, but I know that now you're in a better place, and we love you. So that's what's going on with us this week.
Amen.
But other than that, guys, we've had fun today. Great podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed. We always enjoy talking and chit-chatting. And, before we get out of here, you can always reach me at JohnnyMac24.
You can reach me at GJL3275.
And you can reach me at Joshua_4_life.
As always, guys, I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua.